Good morning. It's September the 11th, and yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's supposed to be 29 this afternoon, but it's very pleasantly cool right now because it was down close to freezing the last couple of nights. And partly because it's been close to freezing, I thought I'd walk to the community gardens today because frost is coming, and once that happens, it'll change. So I don't think it's going to frost now. There's no threat of it for a while, but all the same. Ow! Ow! Something just stabbed my toe inside my shoes, so I gotta figure out what that is. Don't know what it was. It seems to have dislodged. Anyway, that was a shock. Good morning. I see people saying good morning. Who's saying good morning? Kirk in Vancouver. Yes, I'm fine. There's just something inside my toe. Mary Lou, hi. Something inside my shoe stabbed me in the toe. I have no idea what it was. Could be a leftover needle from Christmas. Those things last forever after you take out the tree. Anyway, it's not stabbing me now, so it's gone flat, so it should be fine. Anyway, as I was saying, we're headed to the community garden, Regina Community Garden. Well, it starts off like so many walks do, heading to the dike because I have to get across the creek on the footbridge. Then we'll go over into Lakeview and wander our way over from there. Lakeview is the neighborhood on the south side of the creek. Speaking of the lake, there's music coming from somewhere. There's some sort of event happening somewhere where they're having outdoor music. It's either from the lake or up by the cathedral. There was, I think it was the Chinese the Harvest Festival, the Mooncake Festival, I think. May have been what was going on there. There was a lot of music there yesterday, but I wouldn't expect them to be doing that on a day when there's a church in the cathedral, so I think the music's coming from the park. And there's a dog coming, we'll avoid him. It's a big dog, he's taking up most of the sidewalk. It's not like I can't walk down the streets here mostly anyway, there's very little traffic. It's hard to tell where sound is coming from because the way it echoes off of buildings and things, but I think it's coming from the lake. So I did a bunch of errands yesterday, but I didn't do a live stream walk. In case you missed me. Usually don't on Saturdays anymore, there's just too many other things to do. Things to do today too. I've got a podcast episode to put out and stuff like that. There's always publishing things I work on around the edges. Like I have a poetry book coming out from Shadowpaw Press this Tuesday is the official release date. I'm trying to make sure the print copy is ready to go on Amazon, and I ran into a problem that I had to correct, so I hope it makes it. The ebook will definitely go live on Tuesday on Amazon. And that's the official date when it'll be orderable by bookstores, but I haven't publicity information to speak of, so I don't think we'll get a lot of bookstore pickup right away. But there's nothing magic about the release date. And also this is a republished book called Phases Poetry. I've just signed another author to republish her book, Dolly Bird, which is a historical novel that quite critically acclaimed when it came out a few years ago. And she was published by Kato Books, which went under. And I've now picked up, well, if you count my own, several Kato books. But 3 authors other than me whose books were originally published by Kato. Kiwanis Park. That's where the music's coming from. Oh, it sure sounds like it's coming from Wascana. I think that's where it's coming from. We'll see what the community garden looks like today. It may already be fading this late in the year, and people will have been harvesting vegetables and stuff, so there may even be some empty plots. But we'll see. I said, I've been out there for a while. I'm not sure which house you consider the city's ugliest house. There's a lot of houses nearby. Yes, that's the footbridge. We're going to be going over that. Comes a very slow jogger. That's about how I would jog. But impressive. It is a lovely day. And as I said, it's going to be quite warm this afternoon, 29. But right now it's pleasantly not 29. So we'll do the traditional look at the creek. That's the west. And that's the east, where it comes from when it flows out from Wascana Lake. It was only 8 when I got up this morning. Yesterday it was like 3, so we came really close to frost, and there may even have been some patchy frost in places. There was a frost advisory, if not last night, but the night before. So this time, instead of going down to the right immediately, we're going to go into Lakeview and start working our way down towards the community gardens. This is a good solid hour walk there and back. I know from experience. This is Cornwall Street. Well, yes, that's true. Every stream until this one, Queen Elizabeth II was monarch. No, that's not true. Friday, under King Charles III. So I made a point of going by the Queen's statue in the park on Friday, where my daughter gave her flowers in 2005. When she came on a royal visit. New houses and old houses around here. This path takes us by the school here, so maybe I'll walk through the schoolyard. Lakeview School. Old school. The old part is 1914, I think. Then there's a new part, which was built in the 30s. Trying to read what you said. It's not easy. Hey, yeah, sorry, Cameron. Did I say Cornwall? Yes, I did say Cornwall. No, it's Cameron. I knew it started with a C. Cornwall's downtown. I walk on it too, but it's not where I am today. Walk through the playground here. That's Lakeview United Church. I've rehearsed in that building many times. We often use their basement as a rehearsal space, and sometimes there's a chapel upstairs where we've done choir rehearsals. Actually quite a bit warmer in the sun than I anticipated for this time of the day, so not sure what this thing on the corner is. Somewhere?
What's up?
Runners somewhere?
About 5-10 minutes out.
Queen City Marathon, that's what it is. And that's what the music will be related to as well. Said the runners are about 5 to 10 minutes out from that location. So probably an ultra-modern little house when it was built for this neighborhood. Just a white box, basically. 40s or 50s, I would guess, that one. Could be earlier. You could have done something like that in the 30s. It would have been within the ballpark of design. And a couple of brand new ones there, of course. These are more the typical ones in this neighborhood. Small, old. Yeah, that must be where the music's coming from. It would be the home base for the Queen City Marathon. There's a lovely yard there. Yes, I'm probably going to go downhill and walk by the 7-Eleven and the Hill Avenue shopping area there. Go downhill to get to the gardens. Still a couple of blocks up to Hill though. Little corner garden plot as well. Some flowers still blooming. Yeah, there's lots of new ones popping up amongst all the old ones these days, that's for sure. The house next to us, which is as old as ours, which was almost 100 years old now, it's going to be torn down soon. Something new going in. Although, rumor has it it's not going to be an ultra-modern, but something that fits the neighborhood better. I don't mind these, but I don't want one next to it in our neighborhood. sure that was a new house, probably built in the 60s. Looks like a million others that my friends lived in Weyburn. Not that I had a million friends, but eventually new houses turn into old houses. It's the way of the world. It's the circle of life. Nice thing about this neighborhood is the mature landscaping, as they say. So the trees are big. I mean, they're really big and mature. And so you don't have that freshly scraped out of the prairie look that you get in the newest subdivisions. I also have a lot more leaves to rake, though, which is coming soon to a yard near you. Last couple of years I've hired somebody to rake my leaves. I'm just not into that. This is hill, so we will now turn down it, and this will take us over Montague, which will take us right to the Hill Avenue parking space, shopping area right in front of us. Oof. Oof. Oh, unstable internet connection. It's unusual. I haven't seen that for a while. Most random, like places where you run into it. So there's a number of shops along here, starting with there's the 7-Eleven that was mentioned, right over there. Starting with Lakeview Fine Foods, little grocery shop. There's a number of sort of nail salons and beauty spas, that kind of thing. There's also never walked to, which, I could. So we got, Lakeview Hair and Aesthetics, Hill Avenue Drugs, little drugstore. Here's the coffee shop. It's a Brewed Awakening, which is a local chain. I don't know if it's someplace I would go to work or not. And there's Pearl River, which is an Asian restaurant, Kitchen Gear, Advanced Denture Clinic. I think this is Aesthetics it says. And then Houston Pizza has been there forever. Coco Nail Lounge and the Flower Shop. And then XTR. I don't even know what gas. Never seen an XTR anywhere else, but here's an XTR. Full service, even. Also, they have skate sharpening. Argyle Road. Let's just carry on along hill now that we're here. Take some sort of different route home after we've seen the gardens. Wide Street. Lots of room to park and still drive, unlike some of the Crescents, where if you park on both sides. Most of you are not allowed to park on both sides, but on Leopold Crescent for some reason you are, and that really only leaves room for one car. On our Crescents you can only park on one side. So I don't know what the difference is. Connaught Crescent you can park on both sides too, but on Angus only one side. Things that make you go, Now there's an old pop culture reference. Arsenio Hall, I believe, who has not been on television in a very long time, so squirrel. Oh, and one of our wild teddy bears. Now that's odd. Oh, we've encountered the path of the Queen City Marathon again up here. So when I hear people cheering, so I'd say there are some runners headed this way. They may go by me here. It looks like the path goes downhill avenue, so. Yep, here they go. This must be some of the early ones, some of the leaders going by here. We'll go over on this side to avoid must be some of the leaders just went by. Morning. Got the police car here keeping an eye on things. Well, the policeman was there keeping an eye on things. So they'll all be coming by me now because they're running along here, it looks like. There's another one. Yeah, Seventh-day Adventist Church there. It was one of the early runners. Well, I assume they're early, and this isn't the tail end. He doesn't look like somebody who's probably running at the rear end of the marathon. Here comes more. Now, which way do they go up here? I think they go around the corner, so. Well, maybe. Looks like they're going straight. Behind them. So which way will my path? The first few going through?
No, they're.
That was the first female. Just went by. Apparently. The gardens up here. Don't know if we'll cross paths with the marathon again or not on the return walk from here. I'm getting that unstable internet connection warning again. Unusual. So I hope you're still with me. Well, I guess you'll be with me on the recording if that's what you're watching, but I worry about the live stream suddenly failing when I get that message, which has once or twice, or even 3 times. All the same, here we are at the gardens, coming up on the other side of this little bridge. It's the storm channel here, not really the creek. sometimes it doesn't. Which way shall we go in? Maybe I'll go in through the orchard part down here. Oh, somebody left a long message. Alright. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm glad they're not boring. I'm doing them mainly for myself, but it's nice that other people come along. It's been a great incentive to get more walking and, keep getting exercise. I've lost a lot of weight, not just from the walking, but it certainly has helped, I'm sure. Since the pandemic hit, I'm down about 35 pounds. But I lost some of that quite early on, and I had to make some dietary changes as well. It wasn't just the walking. Anyway, here we are at the community garden. Oh, it's some very tall corn down there, you see. I'd say there's been some harvesting happening in some of these patches. Lots of sunflowers, some corn, taller than I am, that corn, and I'm 6'2". Feet, not meters. Sunflowers, yes, always, and there's some really big sunflowers over there. They're often taller than I am too. Some of the flowers do have a certain, it's late in the year look to them. They haven't been frosted, but they're past their peak, I would say. Down here so I don't disturb that fellow working on his garden. Of course, this is the gazebo in the middle that was designed and built by a noted local. I'll just go down this way, so we'll go this way and then come back up. Artist Wilf Perot. No, sorry, Victor Sikansky. No, Wilf Perot. Which one is it? Victor Sikansky. Victor Sikansky. More corn. Some people were not taking any chances with the frost warning. That's why those are covered up. Again, this is the little fruit orchard down here. Grape, it says. Okay, we'll go back and walk up to the gazebo there. Morning. So did we get any frost? Hopefully it never quite got there. There we go. It's the Co-op Community Gazebo. It has a name now. So if you look at it, it's got trunks, and then the roof is like a tree canopy. And then down around the bottom you have various vegetables. Hard to see behind the chairs, but probably see them better from the outside actually. Tomatoes and beans, or peas, and turnips, I guess, most likely. Oh, there's somebody cleaning up something. So yeah, that's the Grow Regina Community Garden. I walk here fairly regularly. It's interesting to see how it changes. I don't know how you get a plot. I guess you apply for it. And I'm sure there's probably a waiting list. Wouldn't surprise me. It's always full, so. Okay. There's looking back at the gazebo again. I know there's been more comments that I haven't been able to read, so let me find some shade here. Right about here, maybe I can read them. Thank you. More big sunflowers. Really big ones over there. Let's go walk by the really tall sunflowers. But look, somebody planted a bird feeder. And it's grown. It's the full-grown bird feeder. Pretty soon they'll be able to harvest the birds. There's some very tall sunflowers. Because this is me. The image will be at about 5'10". Look up. Look way up. There's the sunflowers. If I position it just right, I might get a cool shot with the sun behind the sunflowers. I don't know what that'll look like. Probably not much. Okay, we'll go over into the park and and here's the official entrance. Regina Community Garden with the little Zikansky figures there. Now, just to be different, I think I'll walk down this side of the creek. It's just a path, it's not developed here. As you can see, there is some water in the storm channel. Not that we've had rain recently. Over there is the park proper. They probably just call this floodplain or something. It's not impossible for the storm channels to get this high by any means. But it would be a serious event if they got this high. From walk up here, there's a footbridge we'll take over to the park side. That'll be kind of our turnaround point as I start to head back homeward. Homeward bound. Homeward bound, home where my music's playing, home where my thoughts escaping, home my love lies waiting silently for me. Is that right? That's close. Not sure why his love is lying there silently waiting for him to get home. There's other things to be doing rather than just lying there. Lies waiting? Is waiting? Is it patiently for me, not silently? Oh well. I can't Google it, unfortunately, because I'm walking. Art Garfunkel, if you're watching, can you remind me of the lyrics of that song? Or Paul Simon, or both. I think Art Garfunkel is still alive. Pretty sure Paul Simon is. Okay, we'll take the footbridge over here. We'll take a walk down and see how the new school is coming. I've been there a couple of times. That's down at the far end of the park. And work our way back from there. So I could stay on this side for a change, but I think I'll go over there. Well, we'll do the traditional look from the bridge. So now we're looking. Which way are we looking? I turned left onto Queen, which took me straight down here, which means I'm actually looking west from here and looking east in this direction, more or less. Oh, why don't we take a walk through the trees instead of along the path, since it's dry. bit more like walking in the forest, if you ignore the fact that it's only one layer of trees on either side. I usually don't walk down here because it's often damp, but not now. Also more shade. Also less likely to encounter people who sometimes look askance at the fact that I've got a camera pointed at them. Lots of pine cones there. Oh, what's that? That's a magpie or a blue jay? Magpie, I think. Once saw a bunch of those guys standing around a gopher in Saskatoon in the park, tormenting the poor thing. They'd pull his tail and he'd twist around, jump around, trying to get at the one that had pulled his tail, and another one would pull his tail. They were clearly just having fun with him. He wasn't having fun, but they were. They're smart, like crows. Smart aleck, one might say, like crows. Another bridge, but this is on the road, which is where this path kind of peters out here. So we will move over onto the path proper. Oh, is that part of the marathon, or is that just some jogger? I think that's just a jogger. Walk over to the other side. You can carry on walking along the storm channel here by the very romantically named South Storm Channel pathway. I didn't put a lot of thought into that one. Okay, now we're actually turned back. Oh, well, I see flashing lights up there, so that the marathon does come either along here or along that path. Was that maybe that was a marathoner that went by. I guess it was. Maybe that's the leader. It looks like it turns to my left up here. There's nobody else for a long way behind him. But the others may have gone by while I was walking through the park and looking up. Well, they should have. That can't have been the leader. He should be long gone. It's a new school they've been building over here, and they still are, clearly, from the state of the grounds. Old school is still there, probably in use actually for this year. Oh, that's just a parking lot. I knew they were building something over there, but I didn't know what it was. It's just a parking lot, maybe for the new school. for teachers and so forth. Last time I came by, that was still just gravel. Well, do I go down this way so I get passed by joggers, marathoners, or do I carry on this way? That's Argyle up there.
Nice, Josh. Stay strong. Great job.
So that hasn't advanced too much further since the last time I walked along here, at least not on the outside. And there's the old school there. We'll go this way and we can watch the marathoners go by. Here they come. Rollerblader making use of that new parking lot over there. I'd say we're fairly far down in the field now, but I don't know for sure. Sandcastles Childcare, Inc. There's that new parking lot. I thought they were building some big building there, so. Whoops. Let's go down the alley. By Sandcastle Childcare here. Oh, that's Argyle Baptist Church over there, which I've been in. I had a friend who was the music director there a long time ago, who had previously sung in the a cappella group I was in called Midnight Sun. And we actually sang here for something. I think we did. But I think at that point it was already a reunion concert. And there weren't too many of those before we were really done. But for a few years, we had fun. We even did a mini tour over to Manitoba and sang somewhere, I remember. Never made any money. That wasn't the idea. Some of our members, one of our members anyway, thought, maybe we could make more of it, but I was perhaps more musically advanced than some of them, and I knew we weren't there. Not with that current lineup of singers, so. But it was fun for a few years. We did make a small recording. Kind of a illegal recording because we didn't pay for the rights of any of the songs we recorded, so it was just something to hand out ourselves and sell ourselves at concerts. This is Argyle Road, which is a bit busier. I'll cross when it's safe to do so. Be careful along here because cars do move pretty good clip. I think we can cross here. Well, that being the case, I'm actually going to go down to Assiniboine a little ways. So I used to know somebody that lived down here. I've been trying to figure out which house it is. I don't remember the house number. I remember that they had a green neon house number. That's how I found it. But that was a long time ago, and I don't think the new owners kept that. I would have, for sure. So I haven't been 100% sure since which house it was, or even what block it was on. The feeling is it was further up towards Albert. It was on that side, I remember that. It was Tom and Yvonne Ellis who had started a musical theater company called Thai Productions. And when I first moved to Regina, I did several Thai production shows. I was in Fantastics, and actually that's when I met Rob Urson, who became my good friend and best man at my wedding 25 years ago, because our silver anniversary is coming up September 27th. Could have been one of these along here, but I just don't know. Nothing's ringing a bell. And like I said, I always found it by that green neon light. all these houses are of similar age and design, so there's nothing very distinctive about it apart from that light. We'll turn up to the left here now, because the Assiniboine curves down there and I don't want to go around the curve. Could have been any one of those. We'll park here. Let's go down the alley. Sometimes alleys are more interesting than streets. It's warm enough I'm dripping cold beads of sweat on my arms. The air's not that warm, but the sun is warm, and between the two of them I get sweating, but the sweat is cold by the time it hits my arm. Just thought you'd like to know. I mentioned I have a podcast episode to do today. That'll be for Brad C. Anderson, who's the author of Do a Tarot, which was originally published by Bundoran Press and which I have republished through Shadowpaw Press. Take the alley down this way. Yeah, I think so. It's a fairly attractive alley. Homeward Bound by Simon and Garfunkel has been running in my head ever since I tried to sing a few lines back there by the footbridge. It's an earworm and it's stuck in my head, stuck in my head. How long have I been walking? Yeah, this will be well over an hour by the time I get back. I figured it would be. It's always a longer walk than it feels like it should be. I am homeward bound. That's walking toward the creek now. And yes, it's Cameron Street where the footbridge is, not to Cornwall. At some point I'll be back on Cameron and I'll just take it to the footbridge. We have a nice backyard garden there. There's an old garage, two-door garage, but quite small by modern garage standards. So this is Ray Street. Oh, we've already gone past Cameron. So we'll go up Ray, which will take me back to the creek, and then we can decide. Actually, if I've come this far over, I might go all the way over to... No, I don't think I'd go that far. Cameron is not too far to our left, so... Or behind me, actually, until I turn the corner. Then it'll be to my left. Let's go over on the shady side. Cameron might even be just the next one over if I can never remember the progression. There's Angus, metallic. Robinson. It must be Ray, and then Cameron, and then Garnet. So Cameron is just, and the footbridge is just a block to my left. We'll go down Ray. This will be Hill Avenue coming up again. There's more traffic. Apparently Ray is a popular route. I'm not sure why. Yeah, this is Hill. But a different part than where I crossed it previously. Berries in that tree, choke cherries, I would say. Or is that a mountain? I don't know, maybe that's a mountain ash. It's already going to berries. If it is, we have one in front of our house that's probably got berries on it. I just hadn't noticed. There's a couple of strikingly colored houses. You get a gray one, then you get the navy one, and then you get the purple one. It was very street where the friend that was my accompanist at music festival once, and that I sang with many times actually as an accompanist, Alison Purdy, used to live, I think it was on Ray. It was one of these streets. It's before she was married. I don't think they're still in the same house. She accompanied me for music festival one year, and then she's been the accompanist for many choirs I've been part of over the years. She's actually a forensic scientist for the RCMP, or she was. There's a modern, ultra-modern house next to an old, what would have been an ultra-modern house. Oh, I see the yellow jackets of the marathon folks again. There's a nice new one. And this one is very colorful in the snow, especially that lime green with the orange or pinkish door always pops out from the snow. I like that one over there too. I'm a sucker for that sort of faux two-door, not two-door, but Tudor Elizabethan look with that outside beams. I like the looks of those. It's a nice ice house too. They've got them running down McCallum, it looks like. Well, I knew that because I walked down McCallum by Lakeview United earlier in the walk. Another brightly colored house over there. So we will cross paths with the Queen City Marathon up here again. I think I will go down to Cameron rather than carrying on down Ray. This is McCallum, which has some really nice houses on it. I haven't walked along it for a while, but some very attractive buildings on it. You can see like that blue one with the red roof over there, blue and white one. had these really big yards along here, so they've often got lovely front yard. If you had one of these houses, you'd feel a lot of pressure to have a really nice landscaping out front. Gimbal doesn't want to come back when I turn it around. Oh, I was further over than I thought. Ray, then Metallic, and oh, I got a long way to go to. Right, I should have gone the other way. Well, I'll go down Metallic. I'm actually kind of halfway between the two ways over the creek. I came too far this direction. Yeah, I remember now. It's Angus, then Ray, then Metallic. So Cameron must be just the other side of Robinson. Yeah, actually that makes perfect sense. Duh, I should not have. Well, I should have. I just have to go back further than I thought I did. But it's only 2 blocks. I think I'll be all right. I'll be right down the street with the overarching elm trees. Sprinkler going here. Not slow, it's headed my way. I think I'll make it. I don't know why the gimbal is getting wonky. It's got lots of charge. Right, this is Cameron because this is Robinson. And then Cameron. We'll go down Robinson. I'm sort of zigzagging my way down to the footbridge is what this is. Somebody's watching some sporting event in their backyard, I hear. This modern house over here is really nice. It takes up 2 lots, and they've done a good job of it, making use of the space. It's very striking, huge, although it's fairly narrow, I guess, front to back, quite long in front. Anyway, I like that house. This is a traffic control thing. They're weird. Actually, we'll go on down to Cameron here because China Avenue's busier. Should have more of a look at the house here. The more modern ones along here. This one was for sale for a long time, but the sign's gone, so I guess somebody bought it. One of these 2 was. Oh, somebody new. Hello. Manjit. Hi, Manjit in India. Welcome to my walk. Not too much left of it now. Probably 15 minutes from here. And there's our footbridge, dead ahead. It's been a long walk. I'm well over an hour already. But I didn't walk yesterday, so this kind of makes up for that a bit. Although I still put in 5,000 steps yesterday just doing errands, but I didn't live stream them. All right, over Regina Avenue here. This is one that leads to the airport. If you follow it on down to the left, it takes you straight to Regina International Airport in, about 5 minutes from here. Maybe 10 if you hit the lights wrong. There's only 3 between here and there, but I was going to let him go, but I think he's stopped, so. All right. Over the bridge and through the, well, we're not going through the woods, but, and it's not grandmother's house. Otherwise, that song went, oh! Forgot to take note of the sudden descent and level. Okay, I'll take another quick look at the creek here. Oh, there's something coming in for landing there. A loon maybe, or something like that. Some sort of diver for sure. And I probably wasn't even pointing at him, but there he is over there. Didn't realize the gimbal acted up again at that moment. Anyway, that's the creek looking west. And looking east. Well, there's some nice homes along here. I wouldn't call, there's a few of them you might call luxury homes, but I'll go by one down here that was just being built when I started doing these walks. It takes up 2 lots, so it's a nice one. There's not that many in this part of town that I would call a mansion, but there's a few that are getting close to it. Mostly just big houses. This is a good sized one, but it's modern. It looks nice. I think their landscaping is mostly done now. Yeah. Nice landscaping. A big backyard, I presume. As you can see a little bit through the bars there. Come on, stay with me, gimbal. Oh, they have a basketball court back there. At least they've got all their pipes back underground. For a long time, I was walking earlier this spring, all the water pipes were above ground because of something they were doing underground. It all seems to have been buried again properly now. It's another very interesting house coming up, the white one. Doesn't present much to the street. It goes way back. Very interesting. Obviously designed by an architect with very definite ideas of what he wanted. So it's very private, but it's quite large. Looks very blank from here, but all the windows are kind of triangular, and they have a big garden here. I've always been interested to know what's inside that house, what it looks like in the inside. These are just some of the newer ones that have taken into the neighborhood. So all the new ones being built down here are bigger than the older ones. Yeah, it's like the gimbal acts like it's almost out of juice, but that's not what the light shows. just keeps stalling or pointing off in weird directions. Sorry about that. I don't know why. We're almost home. A couple more blocks. A couple other new ones down here. There's one for sale if you're looking. This modern one on the corner here. For sale. I don't remember that sign being there before, but maybe it has been. And on the other side over there are these heritage row houses built in 1913. Condos now. I think it's run as a condo. Have to be with the joint. In fact, it's one big building. This house goes on and on. It's quite large. That one that's for sale. I remember when they were building it too. Okay, about 2 more blocks and I will be back at my stopping point. And I thought that'd be an hour, and it's been an hour and 15 minutes, so. And a bit warmer than I thought it would be too. I wore long pants because it had been cool, but I'm wishing I'd worn shorts. Definitely changing this shirt when I get in. Leopold Crescent. This is the one you can park on both sides up, which isn't too bad here, but further up it gets quite narrow if people are parked on both sides. There's some nice houses along Leopold too, of course. I've been in this one. It's a good sized one of the older style. I've been in that one over there too, although it's a newer one. And one of the little ones along here used to be somebody connected with Regina Lyric Musical Theatre, Regina Lyric Light Opera then, who stored all the costumes in her basement. And it was one of those along there. One more block and we'll be at our halting spot. Now we stop at the stop sign because it seems appropriate somehow. Of course, this house, as I always mention, was used for a movie that Linda Carter starred in back in the early 90s or late 80s. Early 90s, I guess. Called Family something. Family Secrets, maybe? So this little part of our neighborhood turned into a U.S. neighborhood for that film shoot. And up here's the stop sign where I stop. Kind of ran that stop sign. Rolling stops aren't really stops. Right, here we are at the stop sign. So thanks for walking with me. That was a long walk. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back tomorrow.